And for more insight on the South China Sea disputes, we're joined by Nong Hong. She's a postdoctoral fellow with the China Institute at the University of Alberta in Canada. Ms. Hong, in your opinion, how serious is this standoff?
Well, I think most importantly is to figure out where exactly, where's the location for this standoff between Vietnam and China. As far as I understand, this happened or occurred near Paris Island, which seaside in Chinese, and it's different from especially where we have 6 parties as a claimant state. But in Paris Island, I think only China and Vietnam claim jurisdiction. Maritime jurisdiction, from the Chinese perspective, is totally within the area where this shooting was conducted. So back to the bigger picture of the South China Sea, especially where we have Vietnam and Philippines and Malaysia, Brunei, and also Taiwan as claimant states. China was the only country which has not conducted any oil and gas exploration and exploitation in the area near Spratly. So, back in 1990s, something similar happened between China and Vietnam. I think in early 1990s, and China has an agreement or a contract with one American oil company to have joint exploration near the Vanguard Bank in Spratly. But because of objection by the Vietnamese and China, in order to maintain peace and have smooth bilateral relations with Vietnam, so China decided to back off. But a couple of years later, and the Vietnamese started to have joint exploration with another American company in the same area, which is Vanguard Bank. So, pending the maritime delimitation, I think China's proposed joint development in Spratly in these areas, having all these countries involved or other countries involved going for joint development. This is happening in Spratly.
Ms. Hong?
Yes?
Ms. Hong, I want to ask what needs to happen to de-escalate the situation? Because we saw a map a few minutes ago from our correspondent Nathan King, and this is a very complicated region with a lot of competing claims. But you now have the United States calling for restraint with this dispute between Vietnam and China. Does that make the situation better or worse? We just have a couple of minutes. I'd like to get your take on that.
I think the most important is for the countries, for Vietnam and China, get back to the negotiation table. I think China and Vietnam have a very good tradition of having bilateral discussion on maintaining or securing maritime security in the disputed areas. We can cite a good example of practice in the 2000 agreement on maritime delimitation and fishery agreement in the Gulf of Tonkin. So we have very good tradition, and we should keep going and coming back to negotiation table. I think it's important to have the core conducted in the disputed areas. And for China and Vietnam, the most important is to maintain the sea lives and to secure the sea life at sea, just to avoid any maritime incident or vessels coincidence in this region. I think it's very important for the two countries to get back to the negotiation table. And I don't think it's necessarily or it's appropriate for international community to get intervention in this particular situation.
And it does appear that they will talk. All right, Nong Hong, thank you so much for joining us from Alberta, Canada.